Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys just enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive Thru, Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is over live free sports picks for the games beginning here at 7 p.m. Eastern. Later, and to those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. We'll have a nice crew with you today. Let's take a look at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us is Al Ninos. We got Alex Smart with us, Shane Mickle, David Sosh, Wayne Scott, and with us from Las Vegas, Nevada. We're talking Vegas before the show. It's our man, Tony Brown. Okay, so here's how they're going to line up for this evening. We've got here Smart, Sosh, Brown, Ninos, Mickle, Scott, and then I will close this one out. All right, guys, we're ready to roll here. Our March Madness has approached now. We're ready to roll here with the NCAA tournament here with the play-in rounds as well as NIT. So 10-game card here from College Hoops. Good card here from the NBA. Looks like we have 8 games as well here from the NBA tonight. So we're going to be a busy show as well as a big card here from the NHL. So we're ready to roll here on the show. So let's go ahead and let's get this one started here. We're going to welcome in to begin the show with Alex Smart. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Prim, where he puts up some really good numbers up there. Hope you guys have been checking out the leaderboards of late. And, of course, over in college basketball, Alex has been doing fantastic work. So let's see if we can bring him in right now. I just want to make sure we have him set to go. I think we've got everybody here on the show today. And let's go ahead and find our man, Alex Smart. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Prim. So let me go ahead. We're doing a manual let's see. I think we're ready to sit here. I think about Alex. We're going to put him on the full screen here. Alex, what's happening today?
Hey, how you doing, Tony? We're going to do some NBA tonight. We're going to pick on Milwaukee tonight after that wonderful game they played last night. Played a very physical game against the Warriors, and really it looked like they had something to prove last night. Against the up-and-coming Sacramento Kings, and I'll tell you, it was a physical one, and there was a lot of, I won't say blood spilled, but sort of. It was a nasty game, a very physical game, and you have to remember, this is Milwaukee's 3rd straight road game, the 3 games in 4 nights, and this is a back-to-back. They have already played Golden State. Like I said, they played that very physical game against Sacramento last night. Chris Middleton is expected to rest tonight. The big man. And Atumbo, I always pronounce his name. I'm one of these slayers of names.
Very quick, just say Giannis. Easy to just say Giannis, right?
Yeah, Giannis. I've done that my whole life. I've slayed names. So anyway, I'll get into it here, and I'll just tell you, his hand is not 100%. I mean, he used it for quite a few things last night, as we know, and and he's not. I don't think he's 100% tonight, and I think he's probably a little bit tired. Like I said, very physical game, and. I know the Suns have played a little bit better late. They have lost 2 in a row, but they came against Sacramento and Golden State. Once again, 2 top-quality teams. And it's a great situation here. Even from a trend standpoint, we can look at this game and we can say, for example, there is one trend. For example, it says, this is a long-term NBA trend that goes back 5 seasons. Road teams, where the line is +3 to -3, a team like Milwaukee, off a road win scoring 110 or more points. An extremely tired team. A team that's played 3 of the last 4 games are just 29 and 58 ATS. So that's a go against 67% conversion rate for bettors. Also, home teams where the line is +3 to -3, like Phoenix, after having won 4 or 5 of their last 6 games with a winning percentage of between 45 and 50% on the season, 55% on the season, sorry, are 101, 59 ATS last 5 seasons for a nice 63% conversion rate. I just look for the upset tonight. I look for a possible straight-up win by Phoenix. So let's sprinkle a little bit of money on the money line, and we're going to take some points with Phoenix at home.
All right, we got Alex here on Phoenix getting the +1.5 here against the Bucks. As you said, the Bucks they were in a battle here. They really what a second half. The Bucks had 80 points in that second half here against Sacramento, an incredible game. Got a little rough there at the end with Brook Lopez. There was a little shot there taken. Lyles, I guess, when you're one of those low on the bench kind of guys, I guess you're just trying to earn your spot. You're trying to get popular with some of the rest of the players. Maybe get a little more rotational time. So let's get a little roughneck there with Brook Lopez. It didn't look like much of anything. Lopez just kicked out. Of course, if he would get a game suspension, it probably would have been appealed, but I don't see him at all on the injury report as also. It looks like he's a go. They were just kicked out of the game, nothing much. And of course, we see Middleton is questionable, but looks like both teams close to full strength. You always got to worry about these back-to-backs here with Giannis, but as you said, it's an upper body issue with the wrist. It's nothing lower body like the knee soreness that we've seen in the past with Giannis, where they usually will sit him out, and especially a spot like this where they're out west. But when you're dealing with the wrist, you can handle the back-to-back.
No, I agree 100%. And as going back to last night's game, Lopez was just chirping from start to finish. He was in the mood. He's giving this team some chemistry. I respect Sacramento, and this is a team that looks like they're ready to fight and not go down without a fight, I should say, as this season progresses, heading towards the playoffs. That's a dangerous team in the playoffs. That kind of team is very, very dangerous. Yeah. And we'll see what happens. But I think Milwaukee has a regression. Just after that huge output in the second half yesterday, it's just a natural regression, and I think Phoenix will take advantage of it.
Look at Phoenix take advantage here. Suns plus 1.5 against the Bucks. This is your game on NBA TV here at 10 p.m. Eastern time. You want to check this one out. I really think it's going to be a really good battle. You guys saw, the Suns have something to play for tonight. They don't want that on their, 2 in a row. You don't want to lose too many games. It's not a good, good
that's
look.
Right. And not a good time of year to be losing games. You need momentum now heading into the playoffs, and let's see what happens with Phoenix.
It's going to be a good one tonight, NBA TV. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, we've got on the board tonight, NBA board, as well as we've got 10 games from college basketball, 2 from the NCAA tournament. We also have NIT in action tonight. Lots on the NHL as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I do have a couple. I've got an NCAA tournament, the first 4 with Pittsburgh and Mississippi State tonight. I have a side on that. And I have a late steam call with Seton Hall at Colorado later this evening, NIT action once again. NBA blowout winner and 1A NHL Moneyline power play. And that's what we have for tonight. And we'll have a lot more stuff coming here, a lot more sides, a lot more totals, a lot more winners, anything you can imagine, as long as it's you're imagining some real positive thoughts and positive profits going forward.
That's right, guys. Got a board with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. Lots of action tonight on the board, showing great profit in college tips for this year. You want to get this entire NCAA tournament? Get the 30-day all sports pass. Get all of Alex's premium plays for 30 days, including the entire NCAA tournament, as well as the minor tournaments, NIT, CBI, as well as NHL, NBA, and about the first 2 weeks of baseball. We're about 2.5 weeks away from baseball. They start, I believe, on a Thursday, so we get the end of the month here, so it should be some exciting time. So get on board. Remember, PICK is the promo code to save 15% off at a second capper. With that 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value there. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again on a couple days.
One last thing, Tony. I want to know. Who do you have in futures? Do you have any futures bets in Major League Baseball yet?
I haven't dug deep into it. I have to look. There's a lot going on this year with that pitching clock, and some of these, a lot of aces moving around, and I was looking at Orioles, but I got some issues with their pitching staff. There's still some question marks in some of the teams that I'm looking at.
I'll pick your mind a little bit later.
Yeah, pick mine a little bit once we get into it. It just slows down in a couple of weeks when we get through this tournament field. All right, Alex, have a great couple of days. We'll catch back on Thursday. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Here we're joined by Alex Smart. We'll continue on here, and up next, we're going off to bring in Damian Sasha. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Damian has put up some really good numbers out there. Of course, he's out there in the Philadelphia area. So, we get a lot of good plays from him from that area. But tonight he's going to pick on one of the night games tonight, as the Knicks are going to be taking on the Portland Trailblazers. This would be an interesting game tonight. Great, looking forward to get Damon's thoughts on this game. So let's go ahead and bring in Damian Sasha. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs. I'm ready to roll with Damon. Damon, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, looking forward to March Madness. But yeah, taking a look here at the NBA tonight.
Yeah, NBA tonight has a pretty good one tonight here as the Knicks, they continue this long road trip for them as they're heading up to the Pacific Northwest, which has usually been tough for anybody, whether it's the Lakers, whether it's a team out east. It's always been a tough spot. But this Portland Trailblazers team is at home here. They've had some struggles, but again, this is a spot where they're coming off a long road trip, and they're gonna be taking on here this Knicks team. The Knicks, as check here, looking at the odds, looks like the Knicks are going to be road favorites here. Looks like it's going to be close to about 2.5 in this one, as the Knicks and the Portland Trailblazers go head to head in this one, with the Knicks 2.5 total 228.
Yeah, we also have some injury concerns here heading into this game, Tony. Jalen Brunson's going to be out again for the Knicks. He's missed 4 of the last 5 for New York. And for the Blazers, we got Damian Lillard, who missed the last game for Portland, along with Jeremy Grant, are going to be game time decisions. But whether or not Lillard and or Grant play for the Blazers, it's not going to matter to me, because I do like the Knicks here to cover this spread. Taking a look at both these teams a little bit more closely, they've really been trending in opposite directions. The Knicks, they moved all the way up to the 5 spot here in the East. They've won 12 of their last 16 games, averaging over 118 points per game their last 10 games. Blazers, meanwhile, losers of 3 in a row, and they've won just 3 of their last 11 games. And when you take a look at who the Blazers have beaten in those 3 games, it's the Rockets, the Magic, and the Pistons. They're really the bottom feeders there of the NBA. The Blazers, their defense has been just bad all season. It's a defense that ranks 27th in the NBA. Over the last 10 games, they're giving up 121 points per game to their opponent. And the Knicks, meanwhile, they've been a very good road team this season. They're 21-14 on the road this year. It's a pretty popular public side with the Knicks, but I think it's the right side, and I like the Knicks here to get the cover in Portland.
All right, we got the Damon here on the Knicks. Lay the 2.5 here against the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, hard to argue that when it can, for those of you that like to play the spots, this is not the most ideal spot here for the Portland Trailblazers. As we mentioned earlier, they just concluded what looks like a 6-game road trip back east, and they lost the last 3. And I'm going to tell you that last 2 games, they did not look against Philly. They had all 3 of their big 3 all healthy. Got off to that big lead, and they blew it at the end. And then they sat Damian Lillard, and they got pounded by New Orleans with that horrible first quarter. And, when you look at Portland, you're seeing defensively games where they're giving up 50% of shooting, almost like 2/3, maybe 3/4 of their games over the past 15, 20 games. Teams are shooting over 50% on it.
Yeah, you're not going to win many games like that at all. And if Lillard can't go, or he's not 100%, and Grant as well, that takes away, trying to outscore teams without those guys. It's going to be difficult. And meanwhile, when you take it to looks, Emmanuel Quickly, he's been a really nice fill-in here for Brunson. He's done nice. I watched that game against Boston. And he was really the difference in that game against the Celtics a few games ago.
Yeah, Quickly is taking advantage of the time that he's getting into the lineup, and we're seeing some of the younger players mix in. I mean, it was R.J. Barrett the other night against the Lakers. Broke a lot of people's heart here who are on the Lakers. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, Knicks getting it done here. I had a little bit of a rough spell here on a few of the road games, but they got it back together with that win against the Lakers. I mean, you lose to the Clippers. That's a tough when they're full strength, it's going to be tough to win against LA. Of course, without Brunson in the lineup, that's always a question mark. But it's an ailing Portland team that's been road weary. Only 1 day of rest after that 6-game road trip. Knicks laying the 2.5 here against the Trailblazers on NBA League Pass. All right, Damon, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. As we said, 10 games here from college basketball, 2 from the NCAA tournament. We also have the 8 from the NIT, big NHL card. You see the great results in NHL, NBA 8 on the board as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, I've got College Hoops 3-pack over there for sale, and all 3 of those plays individually as well. That includes 2 of the NIT games, and also a play-in winner against the Mississippi State and Pittsburgh. And I also want to let everybody know out there, last year had a really good NCAA tournament. We went 25-11. Through the tournament. So I have my 2023 March Madness package for sale. So if college basketball NCAA tournament is your thing, March Madness, take a look at that, because it's a lot. You get a great deal. You get all my plays from now through the national championship game, and that's for every tournament, not just the NCAA. That's my main focus, but you're going to get plays from the NIT and all the other tournaments going out there, guys. That's your best deal right now. So hook yourself on up, and we're going to make some money in this March Madness. I really feel it.
That's right, guys. Got aboard Damon Zosh over at Pick Dodge Premium. Look at the great results here in the NHL. All sports combined, last 7 days, 480 units of profit. I'm getting these numbers over at Pick Dodge Premium. Go down to Pick History for Damien, and you'll see every play that's fully documented. Get on board. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. Get signed up to one of his long-term passes, and you'll be a winner there with Damien Sosh. Indeed. All right, Damon, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again in a couple days.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
You got it. Damon here on the drive. You guys, if you miss any picks, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for the recap. Let's continue on here on the drive. We're going to head out over to Las Vegas, Nevada. Standing by right now is Tony Brown. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Prim. Always doing great work up there. Of course, it's March Madness, and you know what the feeling's like up there in Vegas. I know sports betting is legalized, but Tony Brown, people still like to make that trip out to Vegas, out there to crowd the streets and to crowd the sports books.
Yeah, they still love to make the trip, man. I would like to say that it's changed a lot since the online sports betting and since the legalization, but Vegas is still the hot spot. I mean, I guess those people over in New Jersey and the other places are leading the boards with the online gaming because they, it's new to them. But if you go to any sports book out here, it's packed. And then like NASCAR, March Madness, it's still a travel destination along with the sport. So I don't think that, they're ever going to top that.
Yeah, it can't beat the food, the entertainment. It's got something to offer, whether you're married or single. There's a lot to do over there. As you know.
Right. Married guys and single guys alike have a lot of fun here in Vegas.
You're just an arm reach away from anything over there, and I do mean anything.
Like how they tell you in California, you're an hour away from the beach, the mountains, whatever. In Vegas, you're about 20 minutes away from anything.
That's right. Anything your mind can imagine. All right, here we go. Tony Brown, 8:30 Eastern Time. We're going on the ice tonight. Bruins big favorites on the road against Blackhawks. Total of 6.
Yeah, I'm going to go the total opposite way as everyone's thinking in this one, and I'm going to go with the Blackhawks. Now, I'm going to give you some rhyme and reason, although there is no rhyme and reason. This thing is just not played on paper. I think it's a little mojo going on in Boston right now, the whole city. The NBA, the Celtics have had a stranglehold on the league. They've been the number one team in the NBA. And then, boom, 13-point favorites. They lose last night to one of the worst teams in the league. And now here you go with the Blackhawks and the Boston Bruins. The Bruins have had the lead. They're looking to be the NHL wins leader of all time. And then, boom, they lose to the lowly Red Wings just the other night. This will be their third skate in 4 nights. The other 2 skates, like I said, they were upset by the Red Wings as a minus 400 favorite, minus 300 and some change. And the first night before that, they beat them by just 1 goal. They were down 0-2 and had to come back and save the game. Maybe it's just market correction. Like I said, they've had a lead in the NHL. There's no real reason they should lose the game. They're the best team on paper, record-wise, top 5 scoring, top 5 in goals against, all that good stuff. But right now, they're 1-1 in the last 2 games against lowly teams. They've been upset at this big, giant number. It's only a quarter unit of a bet at minus 400 plus 345. You don't even got to bet the full unit to get your same payout. Let's take a shot on the dog tonight.
All right, Tony Brown says go ahead and take the shot here on the dog here with the Blackhawks plus 345. Kind of get the Bruins when they're on a down spell. And a down spell, I mean losing 2 of 3 and scoring no greater than 3 goals a game in these 3 games against Edmonton. They put 2 across, and they put 3 across in both games against Detroit.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these guys. Their defense is so good, they're always going to keep them in the game by keeping you on a low-scoring term. But that also keeps you in the game. Like, if you don't have any and they don't have any, like, 1 goal is going to win this thing. So, like you said, I think it's just going to be one of those slow-paced games. They're not taking the Blackhawks serious. The Blackhawks will love nothing more than to play spoiler. It's Tuesday out in Canada. I mean, out in Chicago. I don't think there's going to be a lot going on. So I think a lot of people are going to be interested in this game. It's the Pro Hockey League out there, and we get a nice little raucous home crowd, the Chicago people going crazy, and Boston just, I don't know, I think they get upset tonight. I'd rather get the 345 than lay minus 400 with Boston. Even if you take them minus 1.5, you still got to lay some juice, and they're just not playing well right now. And I just think it's a lack of interest. When you've been leading wire to wire, and the only thing you're looking forward to is setting a records goal, it's hard to get up for some of these teams every night, and I think this might be one of those spots. So I'm going to try a little money on the dog and see if we can make it happen tonight.
All right, Tony Brown, Blackhawks 345 here against the Bruins. Tonight's action here on the ice. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Print for tonight's action. Of course, as you know, the NCAA tournament will begin here with these play-in rounds here as we have scheduled here on a on a Tuesday. Of course, we do have a lot going on here in the NBA as well, like an 8-game card here from the NBA as well as NHL on the board. We saw great results over the last 3 days from Tony Brown. He's been on absolute fire. 1,365 units of profit, showing great profit here for the year 2023, as well as great profit NBA, NHL as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, this is my biggest card of March so far. I only play plays when I like them. I don't try to force it. And tonight I like everything. There are 3 games in the NBA I absolutely love, 3 games in the NIT tournament I absolutely love, and of course 3 games in the NHL that I absolutely love. So, if you're faint-hearted or if you're not really ready to make some money tonight, this isn't for you. But if you are, then there's a triple play in all 3 leagues. That's 9 plays from 3 leagues. You can get them individually or you can get them bundled up in 3 packs and really take advantage and make some money tonight.
That's right, guys. Got over Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here last 30 days. Get on board. Long-term passes will serve you well. He's a 38 pass. And I know, Tony Brown, you have a 1-year VIP All Sports Pass because you're in the grind here every day there in Vegas.
Yeah, you're gonna like I hate when I do this and then on Thursday we come back and they're like, oh, I wonder how those 9 plays went and we're 7-2 or 8-1. You know what I mean? Like, you pay a lot of money trying to get all 3 passes because you have to buy 3 different leagues: the NCAA, the NHL, the NBA, or whatnot. With the VIP All Sports Passes, everything's included. You get every pick I release. So if you have the VIP All Sports Pass, all 9 of those plays will be available to you from all 3 leagues. It's not a league pass or it's not like a season pass. It doesn't run out at the end of the season. It's a full 365 days of play. It's a VIP yearly pass. Like you said, I'm out here in Vegas. We cap all the sports. We're betting on all the games, getting the first lines, the best lines. If you're serious about making money betting sports, you literally can't afford not to grab that pass.
That's right, guys. At 1 year All Sports Pass, the promo code PICK at checkout will save 15% off. That's nearly $295 off that 1 year All Sports Pass. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having this show. Continue that great success here, man, and we'll catch up with you again in a couple days.
All right, I always appreciate you having me on, and I'll see you guys in a couple days.
See you in a couple days. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Remember, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll recap you here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Greatly appreciate you guys, everyone's contribution. Look in the chat room. Nick Beats Vegas, Chicago Music in there, Ramon in there as well. Looks like there's been an upgrade to Denver's Murray, upgraded to probable here. Nuggets up to -2-point favorite here against Toronto. So we've seen some live movement there in that one. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Looks like we're going to bring in next. Who's up next here on the board here? Looks like it's going to be Mr. Al Ninos. Of course, you can catch Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs. He's been a regular here on that 4 p.m. Eastern time show with Jay Briggs with that NBA live show. You can catch him on sporadically there, probably 2 or 3 times a week there, you guessed, right, right, Al?
Yeah, we had a pretty good one yesterday. If you missed that out, make sure you tune in and check out today's show after you're done watching the drive-thru.
Yeah, you often see Al in there. It's just something Al and Wayne, so it's been a pretty good rotation there. Wayne joins you guys, yes, so pretty good rotation there in that 4 p.m. Eastern time, one of the newer shows here on Pick Dogs. I know there's some work going on behind the scenes with Al Ninos, looking to get another video series put together, doing a little bit of, boy, you guys putting your minds together?
Yeah, it's just a lot going on right now with March Madness and all, but once all that settles down, maybe start the baseball season. We'll see what happens then.
All right, see what happens there. Still some stuff rolling up. All right, El Ninos, we're going into the NBA. Of course, a team that's near and dear to you. We've teased you often enough about the Lakers, and maybe this year this could be. Maybe they're turning the corner here. Maybe they'll get into that 6th seed. They got a lot of work to do. They took a little bit of a setback here when they faced the Knicks, but they're back at it here on the road against the Pelicans. The Pelicans are going to lay a point here. Total 226. Both teams with identical records coming in.
You know what? It's crazy. I mean, I'm not expecting much of these Lakers, even when LeBron gets healthy. I know we have LeBron and Anthony Davis. You'd think any team can do pretty well with those 2 guys in the lineup, but unfortunately, yeah, I don't have too much. My hopes aren't too high with this team, unfortunately. And although, yeah, we do look better lately, and I think we look better than the Pelicans. And recent play, so that's where I'm going to go with this one. I don't know whether they do well the rest of the season, but I think they do well tonight, especially with Brandon Ingram still questionable this late. You mentioned the upgrade to Murray. Still no upgrade to Ingram as far as I'm concerned, and if he sits this one out, I think it could be a very long night for these Pelicans. They've been pretty good at home, but But again, just not the same Pelicans team we've seen lately. So I like the Lakers here to keep their recent form up.
All right, so El Nino says go ahead and take this LA Lakers team. Looking for the Lakers to keep their recent form as they have shown a little bit of spark here, El Ninos, after we've seen the All-Star break from this Lakers team. And one thing I've noticed here, this is dating back right just before the All-Star break. They've had four recent losses they've had. They've been able to bounce back with wins, and that's been a good sign here for this Laker team.
Yeah, we've seen big games from Anthony Davis more often than not, so I do expect him to have a pretty decent one here. I think he has a pretty, interesting matchup with Valanciunas, so I think if the Lakers play fast, definitely plays into Davis's advantage here. Could potentially have another big game. But yeah, they just look like a different team, and they are a different team. I'm talking about not just look; they are a different team, and they've been playing different lately. Better too, obviously, but but they look a little more interested lately too.
Yeah, they're just going to keep an eye here, getting the injury updates here. Bamba and James, as we know, out. Davis is probable. Looks like, again, leaning toward playing. On the Pelicans side, Alvarado is a key reserve. He's out. Liddell, not an impact player. Williamson is. He's been out for a while. Ingram, though, is the question mark here for the Pelicans. Question.
Yeah, again, if he does play, obviously, I'm not as I wouldn't go as big on the Lakers if Ingram is in the lineup, but I still think they get the job done whether he plays or not. But I do like this play a lot more if he sits this one out. I would have wished it was a premium play, and I definitely would bet it like one if he sits this one out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right with Ingram. But again, we're dealing with the NBA, right? There's a lot of question mark with Giannis yesterday. Was a long wait to figure out what happened, right?
Yeah, and that one was the one I did say a couple times. It was one that's worth waiting for, but it looked like he was going to sit. He ended up playing. He's been one of those tough guys to read lately, which is unusual for him. He's usually a guy you expect to suit up as any chance. If he has a chance of playing, he's usually going to suit up. It hasn't always been the case lately, but he played yesterday, and looks like he's still good to go for today. So, looks like it's Middleton's turn to have a vacation.
Might be that case. All right, El Nino's here, Lakers +1 against the Pelicans. This one will have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, El Nino's. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Prim for tonight's action. Of course, lots going on here over at Pick Dodge Prim. As you know, we've began the NCAA tournament. It's going to start tonight here with those playing round games. Lots of NIT. A lot of people find opportunities here betting at the NIT because you got a lot of these teams that are disappointed there. You also try to always factor in the motivation, whether or not they want to play in these games or not. That's always a factor into your handicap. And if you're new to betting, you'll notice that you'll often hear, you notice the word motivation when you look at NIT.
Yeah, you'll hear that, but I still think at the end of the day, the kids that are there should want to win these games, and whether they're as motivated as their opponents or not. Yes, you can always argue that. Again, maybe as Wayne was saying, he made a great point. He likes to watch the first round and see who's really interested after actually seeing it for themselves, rather than speculate and try to guess who's going to be motivated and not. But should definitely be some interesting matches tonight, and definitely a lot of games to look to watch.
That's right, guys. 10-game card tonight and over at Pick Dodge Premier, what you have going on with those 10 college basketball. Lots of NBA. Looks like 8 on the board, and a big card here from the NHL as well.
Yeah, a lot of NBA. Got a 3-pack there, then a 5-pack with 2 NBA, 2 NHL, and my best college basketball play of the night. And got my $15 play in the NBA as well if you're just looking for one big bet.
That's right, guys. I get aboard here with El Nino's over at Pig Dogs Premium. And, of course, get on board. Of course, the 3-pack up there. But, again, the long-term passes, that 7-day pass will get you all of El Nino's premium plays here for the first play-in round and the 2 rounds after that. We'll down the NCAA tournament to 16 teams with that 7-day all sports pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off that 7-day pass. Get you all of El Nino's premium plays here from college basketball as well as NBA, NHL. As we said, all the minor tournaments in there. But again, you get all the college tournament action through the weekend. And again, it whittles down to 16 with that pass. All right, Alninos, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great evening. I know we'll be catching on that Laker game tonight, and we'll talk with you again possibly tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stories with the I didn't even mention that Davis going up against his old team and all that. If Ingram plays, he'll be going up against his old team. But should be a fun one to watch either way. Absolutely.
Should be a fun big game. Both teams 33 and 35, and of course the big fight for that 9th, 8, 7, 6 feet 10 seed. Who's out? Who's in? Lots going on in the NBA here as we're getting down to the last month of the season. Last 30 days left to roll before it's time for the play-in rounds. All right, I'll have a great night. We'll catch up with you again possibly tomorrow.
Definitely looking forward to this matchup, but still not getting my hopes up too high for the Lakers. I'll be rooting for them, definitely. I want to see them do well, trust me. Don't get me wrong. But, again, don't want to get too disappointed either.
That's right. You got it. Alninos here on the drive through. All right, guys, let's continue on here on the show. Remember, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap it here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive through. We got up next here is going to be Shane Mickle. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Prim. Put up some really good numbers up here when you check out the leaderboards over at Pick Dogs Prim. He's been really great on the site. Also, you can catch him as well on the site with written material on both over on Pick Dogs as well as Sports Chat Place. Always good to get Shane's word here, especially when you're looking at college hoops because they're really knowledgeable here. Shane, what's happening today?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
It's going great. Looking forward to the action coming up here in college basketball. I know the NIT, we just talked with Al about it. Some of the teams you always gauge, you always hear that word motivation always in this tournament. Some teams happy to be here, some not. Sometimes it shows on the court. Sometimes it shows on one end of the court, not the other. Usually we see it a lot of times on the offensive side where these players are kind of trained to shoot and show up no matter what the stakes are. But sometimes they need to be pushed a little bit to play the defense.
Yeah, you gave that. You kind of stole my spiel there in the last segment with Al. I think Wisconsin will be a little more motivated than like some of these teams like Michigan or, of course, North Carolina, who decided that they were too good for the NIT and don't even want to play. But like you said, a lot of these teams are motivated on the offensive end. But the problem for Wisconsin is that they're not a very good team offensively. It's a team that struggles to score. And they're facing a Bradley team that is very good. Bradley was number 1 overall seed in their conference. Of course, just knocked off by Drake, and Drake is maybe a pretty popular pick to pull an upset in their first round. I don't want to say that that's the reason that they're gonna find success against Wisconsin. But I think that one thing Bradley does good is they've got the defensive player of the year inside, blocking shots. So they're going to be able to take away the big men in Wisconsin here. And then, of course, Wisconsin from outside, they have issues scoring the ball. So I think Wisconsin's really going to struggle here. Scoring, this Bradley team is good at scoring. They're a good offensive team. A little inconsistent at times, but I think they're not going to have to put up too many points against this Wisconsin team, who it doesn't seem to matter who they play, they struggle to score. It's a team that 2 games ago almost lost to the Gophers, and I think that even on the road, Bradley would have no issues beating my Gophers. So I think that. You can take the points if you want, but I think that Bradley's going to pull up the upset. I like the plus money with Bradley on the money line.
All right, you got Shane here. Bradley money line plus 130 here against Wisconsin. You know what? Bradley was one of the favorites here to get into that conference, into the tournament. Of course, Drake was a tough blow for them. You think there's any, the game wasn't too long ago, right? They played that one on, no, it was a while ago, right? When they played that Missouri Valley Conference. They Arch Madness starts early, so both teams had a little bit of time because Wisconsin was knocked out early in the Big Ten. Yeah,
definitely. And and one other thing with these type of games, not that Wisconsin has a ton of NBA talent on it, but, these Wisconsin players, they're going to go over overseas and play. Where the kids from Bradley really aren't guaranteed that. So they've got a couple good super seniors and seniors that are probably playing their last basketball game here. So I think that definitely helps them. Yeah, there is the rust concern for both teams, definitely. But, Wisconsin always looks rusty shooting the ball anyway. So as long as Bradley gets out to a good start with their offense, I think that they're gonna be the team to find success here.
There we go. We got Bradley money line plus 130 here against Wisconsin, 9:30 Eastern time. It's on ESPN tonight. because the NCAA tournament is over on True TV. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for nice action. Good results here in the NHL. Of course, tonight we kick off here NCAA tournament with 2 play-in round games, 8 on the board from NIT. Lots of hockey, lots of NBA. Big card here for Tuesday. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, I've got a big card up there tonight. I've got 2 3-packs, but I think I have 8 plays total across the board. I've got my 3 best college basketball plays for $39.99. Includes a couple NIT and 1 NCAA tournament game, and then I have my best NBA, best NHL, and best college basketball, also $39.99. But like you've hit on, hop on that 7-day pass. This is I guess last week might have been the busiest week of college basketball this season, but in terms of exposure and people wanting to bet on college basketball, this isn't be it. There's gonna be a lot of landmines out there that you're gonna want to avoid, and I hope to help you avoid those with my premium package. So make sure to hop on something long term and let's make some money together.
That's right, guys. Got a boy here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dodge. Nearly 1,100 units of profit in the NHL this year. He's doing fantastic work, coming off a winning day yesterday. So get on board. You know that the long-term pass, you want the entire tournament coverage. That's the 30-day pass. So if you want to get it for the 7 days, that's good too, because you're covered all the way through the Sweet 16. Promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. Access Shane's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Shane, as always, it's great having you on the show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again in a couple of days. But everybody know that you've got other stuff happening over at Pick Dogs, and catch some of your written work over on the site.
Yeah, definitely. I cover most sports over on Pick Dogs. Then over on Sports Chat Place, I got UFC and soccer right now with Europa League, Premier League, and then Champions League. But also, I just started covering World Baseball Classic on Sports Chat Place. Those lines are becoming a little late, which is kind of annoying. But we've made some money over there on the World Baseball Classic, all for free. So make sure to check that out. And then I will also be. I'm actually out Thursday. We're going down to Des Moines to watch the Jayhawks. But since they didn't give us the Midwest region, I guess I'll be here next week. So I will. But I'll be out. Yeah, we got kind of screwed out in Vegas, so I think I'm going to stay home for that. But I will be out in Des Moines this weekend watching the Jayhawks. So I'll be back on Tuesday.
All right, so we'll miss you Thursday, back on Tuesday. He likes the big Jayhawk fans. He'll travel. Doesn't matter what the weather's like.
Well, especially when it's only 3.5 hours. That's close for me compared to going down to Kansas City. So no complaints here being in Des Moines.
That's right, Des Moines there. All right, enjoy the game. Have a great night. Shane, we'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend and good week and good luck on your bets, everyone.
You got Shane Mickle here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Be sure to stay tuned for that, as we appreciate everyone's contributions here in the chat room. Rocco Rogers is in there, and Leroy Hornage and Erica Taylor. Appreciate your contributions there in the chat. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's up next is our man Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Rim, doing great work up there. You can find his work on the site. Of course, he won that contest to get in here on Pick Dogs over a Christmas period. Wayne, how are things going? Wayne, we lost your sound again. Your sound is cut off. So somehow we seem to always have your sound working, and then when we start the show, we kind of lose it. So see what you can do to get the sound back, and let's get to my pick, and then we'll get Wayne back here in a little bit. So let's get to my pick here. We're gonna go into the game here between the Pistons. Yep, it's everyone's favorite game tonight. Wizards and the Pistons tonight. We've got the Wizards here laying double digits, and that's a place where you don't want to be with the Pistons. And the Pistons have not been really. I should say the Wizards. The Wizards have not been a very good favorite in this favorite role. Laying this type of number have not been very good. We're going to be here taking the points here, 13.5 here with the Wizards. When we're looking here at the Washington Wizards here, they've not been a very good favorite, double-digit favorite. Even laying over 7.5 points, it's been kind of a losing proposition if you've been backing this Wizards team in this spot. And I know a lot of money is coming here on this Wizards team, but again, I just can't lay it, man. I mean, when you look at the Pistons, they have a winning record, by the way, in back-to-back spots. That's what you can say about this Detroit Pistons team. Wizards have failed to cover both games as a favorite of 7.5 or greater. Pistons have covered 10 of 16, and they got a push in there as a double-digit underdog. this is just a play against Washington here, just not wanting to lay that big number with them. So I will look here at the Detroit Pistons here, and of course the laundry list is high. Although Wizards will be healthy, pretty much healthy, other than Kuzma. Kuzma is out here for the Washington. So we've got, of course, as we know, it's Bagley, Bogdanovich, Burks, Diallo, Ivy, Levers, Stewart out. They got a job done yesterday, and of course, don't feel like laying a big number here with this Wizards team. So that's going to be the play here on the Detroit Pistons, plus 3.5 here against the Wizards. This one starts here top of the hour, so check it out if you would. Over at Pick Dogs Premium, I have 4 premium plays up here. I've got 3 from college basketball, and a 3-pack. My best bet comes from the NBA, so go ahead and get signed up. Also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion. You can match me up with one of the favorite cappers here on the show, or any of the cappers over at Pick Dogs with that 2-for-1 on my long-term pass. Of course, you can get that 1-month pass. It covers my entire NCAA tournament with a 30-day pass, as well as your NBA, your NHL, and the first 2 weeks of baseball covered on that 30-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. So go ahead and get signed up. Also, the 7-day pass will get the entire tournament, first 7 days of the tournament, until it whittles down to the Sweet 16. All right, let's continue here on the show. I think let's see if Wayne has got himself together here, if he's got connected issues here. Wayne, you there? You there? Here's something.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Wayne. I can hear you. You are coming in now, so we got you there. So, all right, let's get to your game here tonight. We're going to be looking at this Raptors-Nuggets game on NBA TV. Raptors a point favorite. Total sits here now at 227.
Yes, sir. We got this Raptors team coming off a 5-game road skid, and they've lost their last 3. Nuggets have lost their last 3, and where I'm going to take you guys in this game is just going off of me watching how they played recently, because the numbers here and the numbers traditionally point for this game to go over. But I like the under here in this game, and it just, like I said, the Raptors coming off this 5-game skid, I expect a slow start from them. A team that's already been struggling to score all season. They're ranked 23rd in points scored, and they've only been scoring 112 with that ranked 23rd. And in their last 3, they've, like I said, they've lost, and they've been scoring 108 in there. Defensively, they haven't been bad, but they're still 7th. But in this last 3 games, they've been falling back a little bit, but not too much for me to worry about the under. Like I said, they are at home where they play their best basketball. They did lose to Denver earlier this in March, not too long ago, so I respect a little fight out of them. On the other side of the ball, this Denver team, they're known to be a good offensive team, but as of lately, they haven't been, and they're only averaging 116 on the season, but on the road, they're averaging 112, and in their last 3, they're averaging 112. So basically, both of these teams are averaging 112 in their last 3. Like I mentioned, Raptors and Nuggets played not too long ago in March 6th. The over on that game was 229, and it ended up going over by 3 points, 113, 119. And today we have here a 227 set. So it went down and they went over. So that's a little bit telling to me. It just goes to show that if you watch how they've been playing lately, they've been playing in a way that where this under should hit. Offensively, like I mentioned, I just don't like what I'm seeing out of the Nuggets here. Ever since Bones Highland, and they've been moving a couple of their pieces off the bench, they've been struggling to score, and it's continuing as of late. Tony said something about Murray not playing. That'll be a big help if he doesn't play. But even if he does play, and somebody like Reggie Jackson comes, I expect a lot of defense in this game. And from the hard-fought way that they played in the first game, Raptors playing better at home. And I know they joke about Jokic on defense. I know he's probably been seeing some of that. So I expect him to come out and play a lot of harder on defense. Guys topping the league in kickball. So I know he's not trying to let stuff get by him. So, yeah, I like the under in this one, under 227.
All right, Wayne here, under 227 in this one between the Nuggets and the Raptors. It looks like Murray is a go tonight. He's been moved into likely to play. They took the questionable tag off him. He's going to play despite that knee. So pretty much the Nuggets here at full strength in here. Also, other than Toronto as well, other than Banton, they're pretty much at full as well with OG, Van Fleet, and of course looking at the recent form here for the Raptors. Sometimes when a team goes on the road for extended periods of time, you forget how they play at home. But they had played pretty well at home, and they've been defending.
Yes, they definitely have. Definitely at home. My thing is just one of them teams that struggle to score, and coming off this long break, I definitely expect them to battle on both of these teams to get close. The side is a lot tougher than this total, but I expect both of these teams coming in full healthy to compete enough for this one to stay under. I just don't see a lot of points in here. Both of these teams rank 20th and higher in pace. And the Raptors do a fine job of not turning the ball over. The number one in the league and not turning the ball over. So they make every possession count, whether they make it or miss it. They definitely take their time and try to get their buckets in. They just haven't been doing a lot of scoring. And this Nuggets team, they're known for offense, but as I've been trying to point out, they haven't been bringing the offense lately. So we just got a good hard-fought game right here that I think stays under this total right here.
All right, Wayne here on Nuggets Raptors under 227 starts here, top of the hour. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Showing good profit here in the NHL. 325 units of profit. That's all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Wayne, tonight we've got NHL on the board. We got 8-game card NBA, 10 from college basketball. The NCAA tournament play-in round begins. Lots of NIT. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got my Takeoff Tuesday, my 3-pack in the NBA. 3 NBA games I love today. And I got one more 3-pack that includes 2 college basketball and 1 NHL. So I got everything that I have out today here to offer for y'all. So 3-pack, 2 different 3-packs for y'all to offer. Check out that 2-for-1 Cappers promotion and that $15 that pick promo, sorry, to get you 15% off. And check out something long-term, guys. I also got a seasonal pass for my NBA and college basketball out there for a good price. If you're just a straight basketball person, hop on that with me and let's cash out.
Cash out indeed with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs. Promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. Lots of action tonight from Wayne. But again, that 7-day pass will get you all of his coverage from 7 days, and that takes it all the way when the NCAA tournament whittles down to 16 teams. Lots of college basketball Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Covers lots of the tournament there. And use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. Continue your success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, Tony T. Emily.
You got it. You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on. Guys, it's going to get time. I gave you my pick earlier, so it's now time for the recap. So let's get to the recap, and we'll recap the plays from today's show. Of course, reminder, guys, be sure to tune in again tomorrow. We'll do it all over again, and we'll bring in our cappers here, and we'll have a live show for you as well. So let's continue on here on the drive-through. Let's get the recap ready to go. Here we go. We started off here with Alex. Alex said he liked the Suns here, laying the 1.5 against the Bulls. Damien was on the Knicks, laid the 2.5 here against the Trailblazers. Tony Brown, he liked the Blackhawks here, a big one here, plus 345 against the Bruins. El Nino said the Lakers plus 1 against the Pelicans. Shane was on Bradley, the money line, plus 130 against Wisconsin. Wayne was on Nuggets Raptors under 227. Yours truly, Pistons plus the 13.5 here against the Washington Wizards. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition here of the drive-through. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow here live here at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. And I'll give out their live free winners for you here on the show. So make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. We want you guys live with us to get the plays in real time and get the best numbers from it. And join the conversation in the chat as well. Appreciate everyone's contribution. Koi is who is joined us today. 7724 Heart Check is here. Calvin Burns joined us. Rocco Rogers, Blake M as well. Appreciate that. Kate Gizzle was in there as well. So Leroy Hornage, appreciate that as well. That's going to do it for the show. Remember, lots going on here on Pick Dogs at 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning show. Mitch, Chris, and Rod. The Puck Dogs, the video series, NHL video series between Chris and Rod every day here. Get those NHL picks from them, as well as Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tools show. Ron Romanelli's bank shot breakdown. College basketball picks from him. Jay Briggs with his NBA rundown video series. Also live show 4 Eastern Time to update you on all the NBA news and injuries. 4 p.m. Eastern Time and added picks there. We'll have some guests here from the drive-thru joins them as well. And of course, don't forget David Racy's Shorts video series that he puts up there. Lots going on here. And of course, We got Mills and Brad with their UFC MMA show. Those are on Thursdays or Sundays. You just got to stay tuned to the drive-thru to find out the exact date and time. But just make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. I'd like to thank everyone for joining. We'll wait goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll catch up with you again here on the drive-thru.